Hola, everyone. So Wonder Woman 84, the ninth film, I believe, in the DCEU, the DC Extended Universe, has released within the past few weeks. And today, after reminiscing on the film, having seen it 2 times, I'm going to go through all 9, I think that's how many there are, DCEU films, and tier them up, put them on a tier list. And let's see how this goes. A lot of controversial and interesting films and potential hot takes to have in this list. So without further ado, let's just pull up the, there we go, the tier list. And then let's just like go full screen. Okay, there we go. I'm in the corner. Hello. Okie doke. So we're starting off with Aquaman here.
Oh my gosh, my favorite one! Aquaman! I love Aquaman!
Aquaman is a fun movie. It's a fun, like, popcorn movie. The plot, the character development, a lot of the stuff that you look for in typical, like, drama movies or movies without this scale. Not really that good, honestly, but the action, the CGI, the cinematography, especially when seen in the theater, make for a very fun experience. I remember seeing it the first time in theaters. I think it was at one of those early screening things, which were fun, and just loving it because it was one of the best like movies made for kind of like Avatar, which I never got to see in theaters. Movies made for a big screen experience. I still don't understand how it didn't get a visual effects nomination. I think it probably should have won that, but moving on from that, the movie itself, yeah, Jason Momoa is great in it. Mara, she's good. And who else? Patrick Wilson as the villain. He's great. Probably one of the best TCU villains. Or Black Manta. I love Yaya, but I mean the suit was cool, but the character could use some work. Willem Dafoe is kind of wasted, but who really cares about all that stuff when the film itself is fun? So it's not excellent. I think it's a little better than regular. So Aquaman, you're a good movie. Batman v Superman. Okay, so fun story. When I saw this in 2016, I did fall asleep in the theaters, but I was also, I don't know how old I was, 13 or 14. Um, and I wasn't, my cinematic taste, I guess you could say, my taste for a little more deepness and seriousness in movies, rather than, say, Aquaman kind of movies, which I think at 13 or 14, no way I would have fallen asleep during that. Hadn't developed yet. I was a little more into the Aquaman kind of movies. So first experience, I was kind of disappointed with it, but revisiting it, I think around a year later with the Ultimate Edition, I enjoyed it a lot, and I've seen it about probably 2 times since then. I enjoy it. It's got its flaws. I think it is a little overly long. There are some plot points I think that are in there that aren't necessary, that you could kind of get rid of, especially the Amy Adams, Lois Lane subplot. I don't think that was really necessary. Henry Cavill, I love him as Superman. They really kind of made this film lean towards more Batfleck, which is probably the biggest positive in this. Ben Affleck as Batman, amazing, great job. One of the most realistic to the actual character in the comics portrayal. Yeah, but not enough Superman, especially when it's played by the amazing Henry Cavill. He kind of took a backseat in what was originally supposed to be a sequel to Man of Steel. So I kind of feel bad for him for that, kind of disappointing there, especially because probably my biggest complaint here would be in the third act, the whole death of Superman stuff. I think if you built up to that more and you established maybe the world coming around to Superman more, because most of this film, everyone seems to hate Superman. Not everyone, but a lot of people seem to have issues with him, and I like how they go into and explore the repercussions of that huge Man of Steel battle. That was a great idea to do, but I don't think if you're going to explore that, it's also a good idea to kill off Superman in the same movie where everyone seems to be against him. It just feel like it could have a lot of more impact, especially later on, and when he wasn't in this film enough. as is. I feel like I'm complaining too much. Yeah, so the death of Superman stuff felt rushed, and I feel like it could have had much more impact in a later film, but let's leave the negatives there. Batfleck is great. Henry Cavill is great in the scenes that he is given. Gal Gadot, excuse me, her entrance here as Wonder Woman, great. Um, the Justice League file stuff, I didn't really love that, but Jesse Eisenberg as Lex Luthor, um, not the ideal version of Lex Luthor, but I still think he was a good enough villain. Doomsday, so-so. The cinematography, as always, was Zack Snyder. Amazing. The warehouse scene, there's a lot to love in this film. Kind of like with Aquaman, I think see where I rank him overall, but it's not excellent, honestly. I'm not going to put it on that top tier yet, but you are good, Batman versus Superman. Birds of Prey.
Hello. The Joker and I broke up, and I'm an alcoholic. Here's my story. Bro, I'm fucking smashed.
Shut up. That was my driver.
Sorry, Romy.
This is a man's world.
You're my new driver, little bird.
God damn it.
Okay, another 2020 film. This one's tricky. I've seen it twice now. The first time wasn't a big fan. Second time it grew on me a little bit more. I like Harley Quinn in it for the most part. I like Mary Elizabeth Winstead as Huntress. I really like Journey Smollett-Bell as what's her name, Black Canary. Rosie Perez as Cop Lady. I forget her name. Not a huge fan, honestly. Along with probably my biggest complaint, Cassandra Cain. I forget the kid who plays her. She's nothing like the Cassandra Cain in the comics. Like literally, shares not a single similarity with the character in the comics. So I don't know why they just didn't like name her Megan or something. Just make her some random kid. Why associate her with a character like that? Stupid decision. I did feel it was maybe a little too derivative of other previous movies like Tarantino films or like Deadpool in particular. It kind of felt like Deadpool, but with Harley Quinn, with all the flashbacks and unreliable narrator and like different narration, like flashbacks and stuff like that. Felt a little derivative, but it was fun. It was a good time. Cinematography was good. The action choreography in this one in particular, one of the best in the DCEU, probably not the best, but one of the best. I'm struggling, regular or good. I kind of wish I could come back to you, but for right now, we'll look when we revisit it at the end. I'm going to say, this is tricky. We'll revisit that. I think it's good, but like barely. Okay, Justice League, 2017's Justice League, or as many call Justice League. No, just no. Yeah, I didn't see this one in theaters like all the other ones. I think I saw Birds of Prey in theaters. I don't know, maybe I didn't. I forget. But yeah, I didn't see it in theaters. I had no interest in it. The marketing I didn't really like, but besides that, the film itself, a jumbled mess. It's one of the like probably the worst offense of like too many cooks in the kitchen, too many visions like all mixed together. Obviously, we all know the story of what happened with the film, which kind of messed up the tone. Most of it, a lot of it, probably like 80% is Joss Whedon stuff. And as much as I like the first Avengers and Age of Ultron, I like both those movies a decent amount. Yeah, the comedy in here is bad. It's an ugly looking film. It's like ugly, which I hate how they put Zack Snyder's name on a film that's so ugly. Ugh. It's hard to look at, especially the CGI. I know like it was kind of last minute like reshoots and trying to get it out so Kevin Zuchara could like get his annual check, you know. Yeah, but looked horrible visually. The characterization, I didn't like the Flash. I liked Cyborg. Aquaman was okay in it, but he's much better in his solo film. I didn't like at all how he treated Wonder Woman, and obviously doesn't seem like Gal Gadot did either. Superman's barely in it, but yeah, they didn't really explain him becoming like a completely different person all that well. And Batfleck, oh goodness, he was so good in Batman versus Superman, but he is just not it here. Doesn't feel like Batman. yeah, so the characters I don't like, the cinematography I don't like, the direction's horrible because Joss Whedon did a lot of it, even though he's made some decent movies. Not this one. There's really not a lot to like here. A pretty basic film, you know. It ends with the usual sky beam in the sky and a bunch of aliens fighting, and the action's like hard to watch. Yeah. So Justice League, you are the worst, honey. You're the worst. Moving on to an absolute modern superhero masterpiece, we have Man of Steel, 2013's Man of Steel. This one I did see in theaters. And I was kind of mixed on it the first time I saw it because I was like 11 or 12, I think, around then. But oh my God, have I loved it ever since then. Everything about it, I can't think of really a single flaw with this movie. Henry Cavill is amazing as Superman. I love the dual father figures of Russell Crowe and Kevin Costner, and like the different ways that they're both fathers to Kal-El. They're both good fathers, but in very different ways. So much about it. Amy Adams as Lois Lane, amazing. This is the movie I would probably say has the best action choreography. Just the way they portray people with people with Superman kind of powers, like him and the fellow alien Kryptonians. Just the level of power and how realistically destructive it would be to have two extremely superpowered people fighting around other people. I know a lot of people complain about the like over destructiveness, but if we're being honest, if two extremely superpowered people fought in a city, that's kind of what it would look like. And it was Superman's like first week being a superhero. I don't understand why people are like expecting him to be like a super seasoned superhero who like knows exactly what to do. No, he's just learning how to be a superhero. So cut him some slack here, please. And it clearly, Michael Shannon as Zod is the best DCEU villain, easily one of the best comic book villains ever. He is amazing. You understand where he's coming from, but he is just like going about it the completely wrong way. He is insane. But you understand what he's doing. And his right hand, what's her name? Feora. She's also amazing. She is the main reason why that small town action scene is so good. She's still alive, I'm pretty sure, so bring her back. But yeah, the like moral battles between Superman and Zod, amazing stuff. And his death, great death, especially the way just the morals within it. I could probably like come up with a video essay where I have more concise thoughts on why I think it is a masterpiece. I think it's like my third favorite comic book movie of all time. It is amazing, amazing, amazing. So where do you think I'm gonna put it? If there were anything above excellent, like masterpiece, I would put it there. But it is excellent, top tier DCEU, awesome. Shazam. Okay, 2019. Saw this one in theaters too. Yeah, I enjoyed it. I kind of had high expectations going in because there were early screenings that I didn't attend for this that were like had a super high score on Rotten Tomatoes and stuff. So I think I probably hyped myself up a little too much. I saw it with my mother and sister, who based off both the trailers kind of thought it would just be like a fun superhero movie, and for a lot of it is, but there's a good amount in here that's a little too dark. Like my little sister was like old enough, but like still kind of scared her on like having these demon monsters throw people out of windows and like killing people on screen, and then the next scene having like, I don't know, him having brain freezes or whatever, or going to try and find beer. The tonal inconsistencies a little too wide for me personally. Along with Shazam and Billy the Kid and Zachary Levi, didn't seem like the same person to me. I liked both of them individually, but they didn't seem like the same person at all. Jack Dylan Grazer, kind of the MVP of this movie. The funniest part, Art Strong's a good enough villain. A little cheesy, but kind of the point. We'll get into stuff being a little too cheesy later on. But Shazam, enjoyable. Kind of, it's just fun. Like it's not anything special, but I'll watch it again. I haven't since Like, I don't know when it first came out really, but I would if I had to. It's not like it would physically hurt me, like I think Justice League would. And maybe this next movie would too. Suicide Squad. Didn't see this one in theaters. Um, yeah, yeah. It's not horrible. It's its writing is horrible. Its characterization is kind of horrible. This is another one that had a lot of reshoot issues, company executive control issues, but in the end, it was still a fun movie. It's not like with Justice League, it kind of hurt to watch. I'd watch this again. The characters and the performances are fun enough and good enough. Like, especially, I mean, Margot Robbie and Will Smith as Harley and Deadshot are easily the two standouts. And surprisingly enough, I think after them would be Jai Courtney as Captain Boomerang, surprisingly good. And I'm glad they're bringing him back, shaking him for the next movie. Hopefully he doesn't die too soon. But in this, I mean, yeah, the plot is horrible. It ends with the same annoying like skybeam aliens fight thing, and the villain, easily the worst villain in the DCEU here, Enchantress, just like with her little weird dance, yeah, just very very bad. The way that they kind of made them, well, I'll get into another part that I was about to say later, but these it's pretty much a team of like normal humans, like a guy who has really good aim, a crazy girl who has a bat, I don't know, guy with a boomerang who never really even uses a boomerang besides for one extremely unrealistic like camera boomerang thing. Um, yeah, the only really powered people were El Diablo, and I guess you could say Killer Croc, and Katana, but Killer Croc and Katana aren't even really in the movie, honestly. That's another thing. They had a little too many people on the team here. Obviously, they focused on Harley and Deadshot the most. Jai Courtney did a good job standing out, being not having not been given much to do. But Katana like shows up in like the third act and just hops on an airplane, and Joel Kinnaman, I forget his name, it's just like, yeah, she's my buddy. She's got a sword who like takes people's soul. So watch out. And then she like says like 2 words the rest of the movie. Kind of pointless. Killer Croc, yeah, they did really nothing with him. Good makeup though. That's what won him an Oscar. This may be the only one on here that has won an Oscar. That is crazy. Crazy. Okay, but yeah. Oh yeah, the other thing was why are they sending these not superpowered people up against like this alien lady? I think you could find a little better of a team, Amanda Waller, but that's another, I forgot about her. Viola Davis is amazing in this. Yeah, she was amazing in everything. The scenes with her, especially when she like kills all those interns, that's a pretty cool scene. The action is fun enough. It's not Birds of Prey or Man of Steel level, but there's one other thing I wanted to say, but I'm freaking. Oh yeah, the way they made them kind of seem like family, like El Diablo at the end was like, oh, I know I killed my family, but I found this new family, and it's like you've like been with them for like 24 hours probably. Kind of unbelievable and cheesy. Like to like past Fast and Furious levels, at least they've kind of in Fast and Furious known each other for a while before they start making it all about family. But it's fun. It's fun. It's fun. Um, Bad or regular? I think I'm gonna put it bad. I do think it's a bad movie. Like I wouldn't sit down and watch it again. Um, but if I had to, I don't think I would like necessarily hate doing that. Wonder Woman, 2017's Wonder Woman. This is a good movie. I don't love it as much as a lot of people do. I do have issues with the third act. Yeah, kind of like a CGI mess. I think it kind of goes very downhill from the first 2/3 of the film, which I think are pretty amazing. Like if the third act of this film was on the same level as the first 2/3, it'd be up there with Man of Steel. Um, but Gal Gadot's good in it. They don't ask a whole lot of her, but she's good with what she's given. Chris Pine, I think, carries the film personally with his charms and a little more superior acting skills, even though he doesn't have big acting scenes per se. The action is pretty good. Now that I think about it, all I can really think of is that village scene after No Man's Land. No Man's Land is easily the best scene in the movie, but I don't know if I'd say that's an action scene per se. Um, it's good. Yeah, it's the Amazonian stuff in the beginning. Also good. I really like not Robin Williams, Robin Wright. Um, as one of the Amazonians. Yeah, good fish out of water storyline here. I think it's a good movie, but I don't think it's excellent. Um, I don't know where we'll see where I end up placing it overall though. But ending the sequel, just recently released, Wonder Woman 84. Yeah, as I was talking about the Aquaman before, that's kind of cheesy and fun, but it's fun. This one's kind of cheesy. It's fun in some moments, but um, with Aquaman, it kind of establishes this fantasy world where sometimes you don't really need to question the logic. This is kind of all in our own world, and there's just way too many plot inconsistencies and like um, plot holes and like MacGuffins and like easy conveniences. Everything surrounding that stone just doesn't really make sense or add up. Um, Chris Pine is good in it for what he's in much smaller role in this one, but he's good. Probably still the standout again in this movie. Again, like he knows how to fly a modern day plane, and like she makes an invisible jet with her hands. Like that makes no sense. Gal Gadot, I think, does better in this movie than she did in the first one. She's asked to do a little more emotional stuff, and she does a good job with it. I still think you could have probably had a better overall actress in there, but she still does a good job. The villains are better in this one than the first one. Ares was like a pretty terrible villain, and like it's such a good concept for having him for World War One as the villain, God of War, but didn't really work out. Both Cheetah and Max Lord here, I think Kristen Wiig and Pedro Pascal both do a good job with the roles and lines that they're given, even though the script that they are inside of is easily the worst part of the film. It's a pretty terrible script. Um, the visual effects are sometimes a little surprisingly wonky and off for a film that's been delayed and had so much time to work on them. The action, the little action there isn't good. Obviously, Patty Jenkins is trying to rely or not rely, like make an homage to the 80s or 70s, 80s Richard Donner Superman movies, but she kind of just like does it instead of like being influenced by it, but still like adapting it and changing it a little bit for modern cinematic taste. It just really kind of doesn't work for modern day stuff. There's a lot about this movie that doesn't work, but it's enjoyable enough. I don't know if I enjoyed it more than Suicide Squad. That's where it's got a little trick here. I probably did. So I'll put you on regular. So now let's rank everyone. Obviously, Man of Steel, most superior of them all. Second, I think I like Wonder Woman a little more than you, Batman v Superman. So scooch over. I probably like Batman v Superman more than Aquaman. Shazam or Birds of Prey. I think I like Shazam more than Birds of Prey, and that's explainable. Yeah. So it goes Man of Steel at 1, Wonder Woman at 2, Batman v Superman at 3, Aquaman at 4, Shazam at 5, Birds of Prey at 6, Wonder Woman at 7, or Wonder Woman 84 at 7, Wonder Woman, I already said, Suicide Squad at 8, and Justice League all the way down at number 9. Excited for the Zack Snyder's Justice League soon, very soon, just a few weeks. So yeah, that is my ranking of the DCEU movies. I'm planning to do this a little more of a trickier one and a longer one for the Pixar movies. If you enjoyed this video and you would like to see that, please like it, please subscribe. I did a review of Wonder Woman 84 earlier if you want to check that out for more extensive thoughts. And that is pretty much all. Let's stop the sharing. Yeah, okay, so thank you for watching, and yeah, I will see y'all again soon. Bye.